everyone, this is Jennifer from Blazing Wonders, and in today's video we're going to give you an overview of lamination. This is the approach that we took for our cabinetry in the van, and we started in the garage area working from the back of the van to the front, and we're going to show you a little bit about our process today. Outdoor work area and where most of our magic is happening when it comes to cabinetry. Our cabinet building started with the garage cabinets first. They were pretty straightforward given they were mostly square. For the wall panels where there was curvature, we used a three-step process. So all that scrap cardboard you have laying around was put to good use to make a first template. Then we would transfer that to a 1/4-inch piece of plywood to fit it, and if that looked good, we transfer it to our final thicker pieces of Baltic birch. Once we fitted our cabinets, we took them all off, removed all the hardware, sanded them down, wiped them down, cut out all the laminate that we needed for the door panels, and we started the lamination process. We also included a test piece to practice on, and in this case, we just bought a very inexpensive piece of plain black Wilson Art laminate, as you're seeing here. The adhesive that we used for this was the Wilson Art 600 contact adhesive. You do need to wear a respirator. We also just used a very easy paint pan and foil for easy cleanup. And most importantly, a J roller, which you will use to apply the pressure to get good adhesion of the laminate to the panel. For applying the contact adhesive, we did start out with a small foam roller, but we eventually just went to a larger and thicker one just to make it easier to apply the adhesive. And here you can see the process where once the adhesive is applied to both the laminate and the wood, you have to let it set for about 20 minutes. And then using dowel rollers, you can gently lay the laminate on top and section by section remove the dowels, smooth down the laminate, and apply a lot of elbow grease to smooth out the laminate and adhesive using your J roller. Okay, so yesterday we covered a bunch of our panels, and we also have a test panel that we're using here. Today we're going to try using our edge banding. And so this is the edge banding that actually matches the laminate that will cover the outside of our cabinets. And it is a laminate made by Fenix, F-E-N-I-X. This color is Piomba Doha, so we're gonna use this edge banding on this test piece here, and we're going to try one of two techniques in applying the glue to see what we like best before we start working on all the other boards. Through some trial and error, we settled on using a plastic bottle to squirt a bead of the same contact adhesive along the edge, and then using a flat plastic scraper just smooth that out from edge to edge. And then we would follow this up with the edge banding taped down to some cardboard and run the foam roller over it and let it set for 20 minutes to cure.
our industrial lamination process going on. We're using the Wilson 600, and it is very strong. So make sure you're using a well-ventilated area and use your PPE. We are in the process of the final side for our garage doors and at least one door in the kitchen area.
So you might ask why we're covering the edges in blue tape. And the reason is it makes for easier cleanup if you have glue that kind of squeezes it out after you put the strip down, but more importantly, it protects this finished surface from marring. We did a test piece, and the router bit, in some cases, can leave a mark on the laminate, and also just makes for a cleaner edge and less adhesive getting on the router bit.
Show you the tools and techniques that we were using. I have a full-size router here with a 1/16 overhang trim bit. It has a little bit larger bearing than the cutting surface, and we use this to do the rough trim as we're going around the perimeter of the laminate. And this takes off most of the laminate except for 1/16. And then the next bit, and I just leave this in, I have this set at just the right height to get a little bit of a 1/16 inch radius. This is a Freud laminate trim bit, and I don't know if you can see from the picture here, but this rounds over just a little bit on the laminate. A little bit of Vaseline goes a long way. You can put that along the edge so that you don't get any burn marks from this router bit. That was a technique that I've pulled out from online. But you still have just this little bit of this catching on the surface. So now this is where the screwy part comes in. This is a plastic cut lamination file, and I'm not an expert, so this is all self-taught. So if any of you are lamination experts, you can critique what I'm doing here. You can do it with, in this case, this Fenix comes with a face paper, protective cover. I've taken it off on this one. The way that I've been doing this is to take my fingers underneath both hands with this file, and then I am just running the file at about a 20-30 degree angle along that surface, putting a little bit of my body weight into it. I'm using my fingers to keep from getting into the edge trim. Once I'm done with that, then I take the file at a 45 degree angle and I make a couple of passes that way, and then I finish it with the same, but now about a 20 degree angle off of this face. Just go very, very light on that one. And that's how we're finishing our boards. Hope it helps.